Now we are going to look at the different types of arcs that are available to us. So if we come up here to arc, open the drop down. First thing we have is a 3-point arc, which is one of the more simpler ones to use. We can just pick where we want to start it, click where we want the apex of the arc to be, and then click an endpoint. That one's fairly simple and typically quite useful. Then we have our start, center, and end. So we can click our start, our center, and then our endpoint. So wherever we clicked for the center is where the center of the arc will be. Then we have a start, center, and angle. So we click our start point, we can click our center point, and then it wants us to specify what angle we want. So if you notice, right now it's at 180 degrees, so we have a half of a circle. If we reduce that number, we can either end up with more of a circle or less of a circle, just depending on which direction we're traveling. So we get it down here closer to 90, and it only becomes a 90-degree arc. So that's how that one works. Then we have start, center, and length. So we can pick our start, we can pick our center, and it wants to know how long we want it to be. So we can tell it 6 inches, and that's what it made. So then we have start, angle, and end. So we can click on our starting point, we can select our angle, and the end point, it'll either make us a little one such as this, or going the other way around, it'll make us a bigger arc. So either depends on what you're trying to do. Then we have start, end, and direction. So we can pick a starting point, an end point, and then we either want it to arc across the top or across the bottom. So that's our direction. So most of the time it's going to want to follow the arc through the bottom, but some of these let you have a choice. So now we're on start, end, and radius. So pick our start, we pick our end point, and our radius obviously is how deep the arc is. So we can tell a small radius or bigger radiuses, just depending on what you want to do with it. Then we have center, start, and end. So we can pick the center of our arc, we can pick our start and our end points, and we're still right in line with where we told it the center to be. So that's how that one works. Then we have center, start, and angle. So we pick our center point, we pick our start point, and then it lets us, by increasing the angle is how far around the arc will go. The lower the number gets, the closer to a circle it becomes, and the higher number is the smaller the arc is. So then we have center, start, and length. So similar to the other one we did, center, start, and then if we tell it length, it makes it correct with the center where we picked. And this one is probably one of the more useful, the continue function. Oh, it started on the one I was just at, and we can continue. And if we hit spacebar, I've got my snaps off, but if you had them on, it would snap right back to that. So you could pick it again, continue your arcs. And sometimes you will be drawing things where you will need to create objects that kind of arc back and forth. So when we get to that lesson, this is the easiest arc to just continue with. So, and that's how we create arcs.